So let's get started with this. Mm, Deploy a local training ML model in cloud using AWS SageMaker. So it has provided some of the repositories, which is actually very easy. So let me get started with this. So if you see, it has provided certain definitions, and after that, it has provided one repository link. So yeah, here it is. So let me okay, let me open this directly. So these repositories actually I have copied it locally using Git. So I have Git in my local as well. Yeah, here it is. Git desktop. So yeah, I have downloaded it. AWS deployment. You can also download. So so let's get started. So I have started the AWS SageMaker. What I will do, I will let's create one more folder called Iris Demo 3, and in this folder study Iris Demo 3. Let me upload that file, which is nothing but location. So what this will do, this will actually create a CSV file along with the train model. So let me double click on it. So let's set the kernel to Python 3 and let it started. So once started, you will be able to see the running app along with the kernel session over here, which will deploy T3 micro instance, and it will be running this notebook. So let's wait till that. Can I pause this? Well, okay. Now the kernel is started. So let's get started one by one. So this one, then this one, then this one, and this one. So it says no module name. So what? Let me do one thing. Let's copy this. Okay, I've already done this. So what we need to do? We just need to install one package XGBoost. So let me add one more cell above, and let's install it. Yeah, we're good. Let's keep going now. Okay, it has created the demo. You can see it. One moment. Give me a moment, folks. Okay, so let's get started one by one. So 916 is also executed 18, and then this one. Okay. So we have got two things. One is the module, which is we have to deploy this module, and the CSV file. Now the next thing is let's follow the script. The script says, where is the script? Yeah, here it is. Then the script says we have to upload one more file, which is nothing but deploy IPy notebook. So we will be now running the second notebook, which is a deployment notebook. So let's get started then. And the important note is we need not to delete this for the for now. Run all the cells in the notebook except for the last one, which is the delete endpoint. We will be deleting it once we are done with all of our exercise. So I will upload this. I have got in a local copy which I downloaded from the GitHub desktop. So deployment, right? So let me open this file as well. It may ask for, here it is. So let me set the parameters, environment variable. It may again take some time. Okay, yeah, we are done. So let me start running this. No, no, no. It may take some time, folks, so you have to bear with me. Maybe I'll pause this and once it's done, I will resume. Okay, now it is installed. So let's keep on moving, and then this this one, and then this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Creating endpoint. Now it will take time. So now it's creating the endpoints, which will be visible over here. So if you go to inference, you will see something. So now just it has created one endpoint. You can see just now it has created the endpoint, which is still in the creation process. If you go to endpoint configuration, you will still see this configuration over there. So this configuration is in process. So once it is done, I will again resume the video. Okay, folks, the creation of the endpoint is now done. Now let's start the validation. So we are done with the creation of the endpoint. Now the deletion part is remaining, which we will be doing once we are done with the session. So as you can see here, endpoint has been created successfully, and you can see the status is in some. So let's follow the documentation further. So what it says, it will do all these things. So next is we have to go to the you can see the endpoint. We are able to see the endpoints necessary, launching the necessary AWS services for end-to-end communication. Now we have to do 2-3 things. First is this Postman. So Postman client we have to download, and then API gateway we have to leverage, and then Lambda, and then the SageMaker endpoint we have to communicate. We have to use this endpoint for the API communication. So what we will do now? So we have to create an IAM role, and we will paste this policy, JSON policy in the IAM role. So let's head towards IAM. Let me open IAM. If I go to policy, create policy, JSON. So I will select all, paste it. Next, I will give name as iris policy. Okay, create policy. Policy is created. We can even search it, iris policy. This is the customer managed policy, not the AWS managed policy. Okay, so now we have to create a role, and we have to attach that role policy to this role. And so let's head towards the role. Create role. Service is nothing but Lambda. Next, attach the iris policy and role name. Iris role for Lambda. Fine. Create the role. Now what's next? Create a Lambda function with the below mentioned Python code. Okay, that calls the SageMaker runtime invoke endpoint and returns the prediction. Fine. Okay, so we have to create a Lambda with this code. So let me copy this. Select author from scratch and give a function name, and select the runtime as Python 3.8. So let's head towards the Lambda function. Lambda. Let's create the function author from scratch. Give the name. What name they have given? My Lambda. So we can give iris my lambda runtime is nothing but Python 3.8 if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so and use an existing role. So if I go to permissions, use an existing role, and we have to attach the role iris for lambda. Here it is. So we can create the function now. The next thing is okay. The lambda function is been created. Now code we have to copy paste from here. So I will just copy this, and for the sake of simplicity, I will. Okay, I think this is the code only. Yeah, this is the code. I've already pasted it in my notepad. I'll copy this, paste it, deploy, and configuration environment variable. Edit environment variable, add environment variable. So what it says, we have to add the environment variable. What is the environment variable? Endpoint name. So we have to give the endpoint name which we have created sometime back. So let me copy the endpoint name as well. Here it is, endpoint name. Let me copy this. Make sure there is no spaces and all. Paste it. Save. Okay, this is the code. Okay, fine. We are good now. What it says the next? Create a REST API and integrate with the Lambda function. So let's head towards the REST API. REST API gateway. We have to pick this one, REST API build. Okay, and new API. Give the API name. What name do you suggest? So iris iris prediction. Yeah. Let's give the same name which the article says. This is iris prediction. And regional. Endpoint type is regional. So what it says? Note down the name you choose. It will be part of the URL created by this service and will be used later when we test the deployment from Postman. Hence, here we have chosen the iris prediction. After creation the resource select create method from the action drop down. So okay. So regional is I think fine. Resource name, resource path, regional, create API. Okay, now the action, and it says create method. So let me create the method. It is post method, and okay, no, the lambda function and and what it says then, lambda function name. So the name of our lambda function is nothing but iris lambda. Okay. Enter the name of the lambda function you created in the previous step. Then select deploy API from action drop down. Deploy API from action drop down. Then select deploy new stage and give some stage name. I choose this. Okay. So let me save this first. Okay. And now what it says, deploy API. Do we need to do something else as well? No. Deploy API, give the name. Let's give the same name as test, and then deploy. Okay. Please note down the URL displayed on the windows as involved URL. It will be used in the Postman to contact the API gateway. Okay, so we have to note it down. So let me make a note of it somewhere. Okay. So in the resources section, we have created one post method. That's what they ask us. Create method. Okay, let's keep on going. The final testing the final deployment from the local client. So now we have to do. We have to test it now. So we have copied the URL and we have to copy this staging test resources post. Okay, so we have copied the URL and now we have to copy this thing and paste it over here, and we have to copy this. We have to go to our client, open the new session, select the post method, paste the link, and then in the body we have to do the raw text, and we just need to copy paste this whatever is mentioned about it. So one thing is that there is some typo here, so let's correct it first. Okay, let me copy this, paste it in the client, post method, body, raw text. Okay, let's try this. Missing authentication token, it says here. Here it is. What we should do now? Missing authentication token. Did we miss something? Authentication token. Create resource. Create method. Create resource. I think resource creation we missed it, buddy. So let me do one thing. Delete API. Let me delete the API. Delete API. Okay. So let's start again. So build. First we have to, what we have to do? Create resource. New API. API name is nothing but whatever name they have mentioned, right? It is nothing but this one. Okay. Create API. Now, first thing first. So we have to create the resource first, not the method. First create the resource, then create the method. So let me create the resource first, and the resource name should be create resource. Okay. Now create the method, and it is post method, lambda function, save. Okay. After that, create first is create resource, then create method, and then new steps, deploy API. Okay. Deploy API, test, deploy, down, copy this URL. Does this URL has changed? Let me check. Yeah, it is changed. So let me copy this and paste it over here. Just copy this and again copy paste it. Value error. Max argument is an empty sequence. Value error. Return class. It says line 22, right? So let's check what is line 22. In the line 22, did we miss something? Where is that? Okay. Max argument is an empty sequence. Array type, value array, stack trace file, var task lambda function, data in lambda, run class, this one. Okay. Okay, I'll troubleshoot this. Meanwhile, you can take rest.